If you are enjoying these giant bedtime stories and want to follow along on the giant's adventures, please hit the subscribe button down below. Also, don't forget to like this story. Enjoy the meditation.
Tell me a giant story.
All right, let's get comfortable in your beds. Make sure you're snuggled up. You're not too hot. You're not too cold. You're just right. I'm gonna tell you a story. Ernie woke up on a Wednesday morning a little bit nervous about his day. He was the youngest of all the giant children, and now he was old enough for his first dentist appointment. He had heard all about the dentist from his biggest sister, Luna, his big brother, Bo, and his other big sister, Apple Peach Banana. There was a lot of mixed feelings about the dentist. Mom and Dad Giant said the dentist was very helpful and a nice person to visit. Luna had told Ernie that they'd take pictures of the inside of his mouth. He was not looking forward to that. He was very nervous. Bo was a little more reassuring, telling Ernie, "It's not that bad. And when you're all done, you get to pick a prize, and you get a new toothbrush, and dental floss, and toothpaste. Last time I went to the dentist, I got a toothbrush with a suction cup on it. Look, I can stick it to the mirror." Bo then demonstrated to Ernie how his toothbrush could stick right to the mirror. Apple Peach Banana said, "Oh, I wish it was my turn to go to the dentist. I love the dentist. I want to go to the dentist. When is it going to be my turn?" Mom Giant reminded Apple Peach Banana that she had just gone to the dentist and that today it was Ernie's day and all the giant children had to go to support Ernie and reassure him. Apple Peach Banana asked Ernie, "Ernie, why are you nervous? The dentist is fun." "When I went, I wore tiger glasses on my eyes so that the light isn't so bright and so that nothing gets spattered into my eyes." Ernie didn't quite know how to put all of his fears into words, but he was able to say, "I'm scared I'm gonna bite the dentist by accident. What if I sneeze and then I accidentally bite the dentist?" To understand why Ernie would be so afraid of biting the dentist, you must know Ernie is a giant. And, well, the dentist that was going to work on Ernie's teeth was not a giant. The dentist, Dr. Molar, was a regular human-sized person. Therefore, if Ernie accidentally sneezed or got really nervous and accidentally bit down, it would not be good for Dr. Molar. Luna then explained to Ernie, because she had been to the dentist many times as the oldest giant sister, that they put bite blocks in his mouth so that if he bites down by accident or if he sneezes or accidentally wants to talk, it was a big block in his mouth and it wouldn't allow his mouth to shut. So, Ernie, you don't have to worry about biting down on the dentist because you'll have a big block in your mouth that will stop that from happening. Apple Peach Banana asked, "Does that make you feel better?" Ernie said, "Yeah, I guess a little bit. But does it hurt to go to the dentist?" he asked. Bo told him, "Well, there might be a part that hurts, but if you talk to Dr. Molar before you have your mouth opened, you can say, 'If it hurts, I'm going to raise my hand.' And then You raise your hand if it hurts, and Dr. Moeller then knows. That's a great idea, Mom Giant said. We will definitely talk to Dr. Moeller about that. And with that, Mom Giant said, "All right, Ernie, it's time to head out the door and go to your first dentist appointment." Ernie said, "Okay, Mom." And they headed out their giant door, down the mountainside, through the slime forest, over the flower fields, into the valley where the dentist was going to meet them. When Dr. Moeller got there, he greeted all the older giant siblings as he knew them from their dentist appointments, and then he introduced himself to Ernie. "Hello, I am Dr. Moeller, and I am going to be working on your teeth today." He handed Ernie the sunglasses that looked like tigers. Ernie put them on. He wrapped a paper bib around Ernie's neck. Ernie was okay with that. Then Dr. Moeller asked Ernie to open his mouth as wide as he could. That's when Ernie shook his head no. Luckily, Luna was there. As the oldest giant sibling, she was great at being a good example. She said, "Come on, Ernie, open your mouth like this." And she opened her mouth really wide. He said no. And then Luna said, "Ernie, I brought your stuffed goose. He will comfort you." She then pulled the stuffed goose out from behind her and handed it to Ernie. Ernie loved his stuffed goose and immediately felt a lot better. Luna encouraged Ernie again. "Ernie, open your mouth like this." Ernie very slowly nodded and began to open up his mouth. Then, because the bite block was way too big for the dentist to lift, Bo had to put it in Ernie's mouth. And Ernie was okay with this. Then Dr. Moeller explained to Ernie that he was going to have to climb into his mouth. He then showed Ernie all of the tools that he had brought. There was a mirror and a plaque scraper that could scrape off plaque. There was dental floss, a squirt gun, and a vacuum. Dr. Moeller got his ladder out, opened it up, and climbed all the rungs up to where Ernie's mouth was. Then he placed some clean booties over his shoes so he wouldn't walk in Ernie's mouth with dirty feet from the forest, and headed into Ernie's mouth. Already there was so much saliva in Ernie's mouth. Dr. Moeller got out his vacuum and sucked his saliva right out of his mouth into the vacuum, and then quickly got to work. Although he was a very brave dentist and had worked on giants before, he never stayed in a giant's mouth longer than he needed to. He got to the task of scraping the plaque off of Ernie's teeth. Luckily, there wasn't too much, because Ernie had been brushing his teeth since he was a baby. He loved brushing his teeth. Growing up, he'd always watch all of his older siblings brush their teeth, and he always wanted to be a part of that. Then, the dentist polished Ernie's teeth. That didn't take too long. And when he was done polishing, he got out his floss and started flossing. When he was flossing between two teeth, Ernie raised his hand. Luna Giant told Dr. Muller, "That hurts Ernie. He's raising his hand." Dr. Muller right away backed off on the flossing as not to hurt Ernie and continued his job. When he was done with all of that, he got out the little water squirter and squirted all of Ernie's teeth. That tickled Ernie quite a bit. It's a good thing there was a bite block in his mouth. And when Dr. Muller was done squirting the water, he got his vacuum out again and vacuumed out the leftover water in Ernie's mouth. Then Dr. Muller explained that there was one thing left to do, and it was to take X-ray pictures of all of Ernie's teeth to make sure there were no cavities. He got out the film he needed, lined the back of all of Ernie's teeth, climbed out of Ernie's mouth, down the ladder, and got out his X-ray machine. He had to put it on the back of a truck with a crane to get it high enough to take the pictures that needed to be taken. As he took the X-ray pictures, he moved the truck along the way so Ernie didn't have to move. When that was done, he was able to develop the pictures right there in the truck. When he was done analyzing the pictures, he climbed back in Ernie's mouth and showed Ernie all the places he needs to work on flossing and brushing. There was only 3, and they were all in the back of Ernie's mouth between the teeth. Because although Ernie was really good at brushing his teeth, he still had to work on flossing more often. Bo asked, "Does Ernie have any cavities?" Dr. Muller climbed out of Ernie's mouth, asked Bo to remove the bite block for him, and then told everyone that Ernie's mouth was cavity-free. But just remember to continue to brush teeth and don't forget to floss. Luna said, "Good job, Ernie. You don't have any cavities." One time I had a cavity and I had to have it filled in. It wasn't too bad, but it definitely wasn't as fun as playing checkers or sledding down our mountain. Ernie asked, "So I did a good job?" All of the siblings nodded their head. "Yeah, Ernie, you did the best job." And Bo reminded Ernie, "Yeah, and now you get to pick out a prize." Dr. Muller always comes with the best prizes. So that's when Dr. Muller opened up the trunk and showed all the prizes that Ernie could choose from. There were bouncy balls, and yo-yos, a coloring book with crayons, a kazoo, and a make-your-own airplane kit. "I want the airplane kit," Ernie said as he grabbed it right out of the car and showed it to everyone. Then Dr. Muller gave Ernie a bag, and inside the bag was his very own dental floss, his very own tube of toothpaste, and his very own toothbrush with a suction cup on it. Mom Giant said thank you to Dr. Muller and was leading the Giants home. They walked back through the field of flowers, back through the slime forest, up the mountain and back home. When they got home, the first thing when Ernie got in the door was to rip open the bag that had the Make Your Own Airplane kit in it. And this kit wasn't the size for a normal human. This kit was the size for a giant. And when it was all put together, he went outside and he gave it a whirl. Watch me throw the airplane I made. So Luna, Bo, and Apple Peach Banana headed outside. Ernie held onto the paper airplane, wound his arm back, and then threw the airplane as best and as straight as he could. They all watched the paper airplane fly all around until it finally landed safely on the ground. When can I go back to the dentist? Ernie asked. I want to pick another prize. Apple Peach Banana reminded him that he had to wait because she was told that she had to wait, as Apple Peach Banana loved going to the dentist. It's going to be my turn next, Luna said. Although Luna got nervous about going to the dentist, seeing Ernie and how easy it was for him to go made her less nervous. And also being reminded that she got to pick a prize when she was done helped. That night, before bed, or after a snack, 4 giant children went to the bathroom to brush their teeth together. Tonight was the first night that Ernie got to use his suction cup toothbrush alongside his older siblings Luna, Bo, and Apple Peach Banana. And the best part was when he was done brushing his teeth, he got to stick his toothbrush to the mirror right next to Apple Peach Banana's. The end.